So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today in this video, let's try to discuss astrology addiction in Vedic astrology. Now this is a very addictive subject first of all. Just like you are consuming alcohol, wine, whiskey, smoking. So these are the negative addictions. Astrology is also one form of a very addictive subject. Like once you go into it and there is no escape route, very difficult, near to impossible for you to come back out of this subject actually. And that is where today in this video, I'm going to help you to understand the planetary combinations which actually have the capacity to create astrology addiction. Like day and night, you are learning Vedic astrology, watching astrology videos. Out of a sudden this thing will happen and we will also try to understand how to check specific planetary timings that actually have the capacity to take you very deep into this subject and how far you can go in this subject of Vedic astrology. So we will try to understand every aspect in this particular detail, and I even request you to please watch this video till end and you will gain many more insights in this particular video. Now, very first thing, the astrology addiction is specifically governed and seen through planet Moon in Vedic astrology. And certain and specific placements of Moon in your horoscope in the astrological chart, along with influence of the 8th house and 5th house lords to this planet Moon, have the capacity to create astrology addiction into your own life. Now, planet Moon is the representation of your mind, and there are certain placements of Moon in Vedic astrology which are going to be considered as a very intense placements. Intense mean like the Moon is going to be then having a very intense energy. Intense simply mean the intensity is going to be very high. You can also call it as a very extra focused kind of energy, or you can also call it as a very obsessive energy. It's just like suppose the flow of money is there, rotational flow. So wealth is continuously flowing into your own life. Similarly, the flow of astrology is linked with goddess Saraswati. Like the flow of wealth is associated with Ma Mahalakshmi, okay, which is the goddess of wealth. In the similar manner, when Saraswati flows, okay, the goddess of knowledge, it flows inside you. This is that true essence where you will be able to think like that, okay, now I'm actually in union with astrology, or I am actually married to astrology, or this subject have done something to me. So this is that final stage where you will reach, and then it's like not be able to come out of that addiction. And that is where the intensity of your mind is first of all going to dictate whether you have the capacity to deeply dive into this subject or not, because this is a very research oriented subject, and secondly this is also very curiosity giving subject. Okay, many a times you visit astrology because of some problems, but yes, certain level of curiosity is also going to be present inside you, and that is where more intensified Moon is going to be having more curiosity. And that is where if Moon is posited in your 8th house and 12th house, or even if it is forming connection with Rahu, or if it is forming connection with Ketu, even if your Moon is posited with your 8th house lord, like forming connection with the 8th house lord, or your Moon is posited into the 5th house and having some sort of connectivity with the 8th house in it, Rahu in it, Ketu in it, or your Moon is going deeply into the watery zodiac signs. Because Moon is your mind, and your mind is responsible for taking you deeply dive into this subject. Now, many of you will argue, okay, if Moon is intensified, so why astrology? Why Moon is not taking me in other subjects? I want to learn science also, mathematics also, and these things also. And for that, where you need to understand the second aspect or the second side of Vedic astrology, and that is the influence of planet Jupiter and Venus in your horoscope. Because these two are the most important planets in Vedic astrology, which actually have the capacity to take you deeply into this subject. Jupiter is first of all, it's the planet of expansion, growth, knowledge and wisdom. And astrology is a very knowledgeable kind of a subject. Okay, it's a subject which is full of wisdom. And you just look into the 12 houses, and all the areas of the world is in that 12 houses and 9 planets. Every aspect I will tell you. The kind of food which you eat, your family, your upbringing, your kids, your marriage, your career, your money, your wealth, your enemies, your growth in life, your bhagya, your luck factor, everything I will tell you, it's summed up in that 12 houses. So astrology is a vast area which is covering all and everything. And that is where Jupiter, which is the planet of wisdom, knowledge, growth and expansion, is actually going to play a very significant role here. And if I will tell you, Jupiter is also forming some strong connectivity with planet Moon, specifically in the 8th and 12th house. Or even I will tell you, Jupiter whenever goes into the watery zodiac signs. Planets that are actually posited in the water, because you need to have one planet at least going in the sign of water to understand the depth of this subject. It may be your Moon and Jupiter are in the sign of Pisces, your Venus is in the sign of Cancer, your Mercury Venus is in the sign of Scorpio. So these 3 zodiac signs, okay, these 3 zodiac signs, water represent addiction in astrology. Because when you touch water, or when the Jupiter specifically with the Venus also, and specifically even the planet Moon, if they touch water or watery houses, it is actually then going to be taking you deeply in astrology. 4th house, 8th house, because in the original Kalpursh Kundli, this is water. 12th house is also Pisces, water. So when planet goes into the water, this is going to give you curiosity. Because planets in the Jal Tattav, they have nothing to explore rather than exploring some esoteric thing. Okay, planets in the earth element, yes, they tend to create more stability by making wealth and money. Planets in fire will give you more aggression to create something, to become an entrepreneur or do something, achieve something. Planets in the air represents lot of movement, flexibility, growth as well. But it's only the water which have the actual capacity to take you into the addictive side of the astrology, where there is no any escape route. It's like that you wake up early in the morning, and if 5-6 hours have passed down and you have not think of astrology, you are not up to that level as of now. It's like that astrology is somewhat getting deep inside you. It's in your blood, day and night, when you wake up, when you sleep, every time your mind is actually thinking about astrology. Even as an astrologer, like I am practicing this subject for so long, my father, grandfather, they are also in this field of astrology. So I belong to the lineage of astrologers. So the blood which is inside my genes are also actually very addictive, because I born and brought up into that kind of a home environment where my father and grandfather, they are discussing astrology day and night, day and night, day and night, continuous, you understand. So okay, I understand, I have learned this subject, or maybe this addiction is coming because of some ancestors in my life, but the timings are actually going to play a very significant role here. Because without timings, I will tell you, nothing is going to be playing an important role, specifically in Vedic astrology. Now, I will tell you, whenever the individuals are going through the Antardasha of 8th house Lord in your life, or if any planet which is sitting in your 8th house or aspecting your 8th house, this is that number 1 placement where this subject will come in front of you with full hands, like the goddess of wealth, goddess of knowledge, Saraswati is coming in front of you and hand overing you this knowledge. Okay, take it as much as you can actually. So this is the 8th house which is going to bless you with that knowledge. Along with this thing, 5th house is also going to play a very significant role here, because 5th house Lord is the house which represents the Purva Sanchit Karma, or the past life deeds of the native. Whatever good, bad karmas which you have performed in the past life is coming through your 5th house. One birth of human life is not enough to learn every aspect of Vedic astrology. There must need to have some strong connectivity with your 5th house, because only then 5th house is going to be hand overing you that knowledge in this life. Okay, learn as much as you can actually. And that is where, if for example you are having planets in the 5th house in watery zodiac signs, even Saturn in the 5th house in water actually have the capacity to create addiction in this field. I told you water is responsible for addiction, along with planet moon, because moon will give addiction. Even the Kemdrum yoga of the moon, where moon is completely isolated, because this is the subject which you can learn and study only with isolation. You cannot study this subject by having multiple people gather around you, because if multiple people are gathered around you, your energy will scatter. Okay, astrology is not a scattered energy, it's a very focused, penetrating energy. Just like Ketu, it's more depth, more penetrating. Okay, so you need to have lot of isolation in the chart, specifically to the planet moon. Like if your moon is in the Kendrum yoga, no planet posited in the next or in the previous house to the moon, or moon is with Ketu, will also feel like, okay, I'm in isolation now. Because Ketu is also with moon, it will create the detachment for you people. You will not be able to attach with any of these things. Even worldly things, even relationship, even any other person, you will not be able to create a very deep emotional connect actually if your moon is with Ketu. And that is where the Kemdrum yoga of moon, which will create isolation. And that is where, because of this isolation, this subject will become heavy upon you. Okay, because isolation will going to push you. Okay, go back, go into the spirituality, where the individual curiosity will rise. Okay, I want to learn the purpose, the meaning, the reason of my existence, why I am born in this planet Earth and this universe. So that purpose and existence is when you will dabble around these areas. It means your 8th house is operating in your horoscope. That is the reason I told you, even 8th house Lord coming in the Lagna, first house, this is also a very strong combination, which will have the capacity to take you deeply into astrology. Rahu coming in your 8th house, Rahu forming connection with the 8th house Lord, or maximum number of planets in your horoscope goes into the watery zodiac sign. This is also out of all the combination which have the capacity to take you deeply into that subject. Now, when it comes to the triggering points, the first I told you is the 8th house Lord Antardasha. Second, I will tell you, many a times your basic interest in astrology tend to rise around the Jupiter maturity at 16 years of age. If not 16, you miss it, then 21 years of age, when your sun is getting matured in the horoscope. Because Surya is also the planet which will give you everything. Actually, Surya have the knowledge of Vedic astrology. All the Vedas, all the knowledge is present inside Surya. So sun is the giver of the knowledge, it's that light. And Jyotish is also a light. Jyoti, it's a light of knowledge. So Surya will illuminate your mind at the age of 21. And then you turn to learn this subject of Vedic astrology. Even sometime 25th or 24th year, around moon and Venus maturity, you tend to fall in love with Vedic astrology. Sometime at the age of 28 also, Mars maturity. Sometime at the age of 32, around your Mercury maturity. At the age of 36, your Saturn maturity. At the age of 42, your Rahu maturity, and 48 at Ketu maturity. So these planetary maturities, and if these planets are forming strong connectivity with the watery zodiac signs, or with 5th house, 8th house and 12th house, or they are having some sort of connectivity with Rahu, Ketu, or becoming strong connection with Jupiter and Venus, then these are the triggering factors where you individuals have the capacity to deeply dive into this subject. Now, when it comes to the addiction, like, okay, now this person is totally addicted and it's not possible for this person to actually come back from this subject. And that is where the dark side of the 8th house is going to play a very important role. Because I will tell you, 8th house is the house which is a very hidden house in Vedic astrology. This is the house which will first of all going to take you away, or 8th house is going to create sufferings by taking things away from your life. Like immediately it will take your relationships away from you. It will take your friend circle away. It will create you more isolated. Or whenever 8th house Lord will start giving sufferings, more and more sufferings in your life, if they are getting intensified, it means the more and more curiosity in this subject will going to get increased. That is the reason I even discussed in many of my videos, sufferings are also interlinked with the spiritual yogas. If you are having even one spiritual yoga present in your astrological chart, becoming a spiritual guru, spiritual master, spiritual teacher, and if that yoga is present in your horoscope and the timings of that yoga is coming in your life, it means at the timing when that yoga is going to be hitting, before that yoga timing, you need to go through some set of major setback or suffering, because sufferings are deeply interlinked with exploring this subject and becoming more addictive. It's like that you will not be able to leave astrology, or astrology is not going to leave you. So this is the unionship of you with the goddess Saraswati. In the 12 Mahavidyas, this is known as Ma Bagulamukhi, because Bagulamukhi or Saraswati is responsible for your mouth, your speak, your capacity to teach someone. And this is also the Saraswati Yoga, or the Vak Siddhis are seen with Bagulamukhi and Ma Saraswati actually. So this is the flow of Saraswati which you will see. It's not addiction, it's the flow state. I hope you understand the flow state. I've given you the example of wealth is flowing in your life. In the similar manner, this knowledge will flow. It's like you are illuminated from the inside from this knowledge. So in this way, you can check these specific combinations in your chart, and please mention below the comments also, and kindly share your experience with us so that we can also learn your journey in this field of Vedic astrology at the time you're becoming very addictive, and help us to learn more in this subject with regards to Vedic astrology. And you can also require, if any consultations from my side, you can just drop me an email. If you require any consultations over the spiritual side of the life, marriage, business, spiritual consultation, do let me know. I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And make sure to subscribe my channel below, hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. You can also send me super thanks also in contribution to my work if you find the hidden message which I want to give to you personally. So any small contribution from your side will help me to create more motivation, and I will then make more such content over the YouTube platform. And you can also please watch this video. Yes, it's the 8th house and dark side. This video will going to help you to learn more about how 8th house and sufferings will help you to get more deeply into the subject of Vedic astrology. And I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye and Hare Krishna.